I bought compost once a few years ago when I was first getting this garden into shape, but I find so many remnants of glass and pieces of, I don't know, people's bags that don't really break down, and it's not great. Yukon Gold from 2022, the original tag from the potatoes that I am hopefully gonna still plant in a few minutes here. It's been a little bit longer outside than I initially was planning. So we finished up our peas, and now we're gonna put these little alien creatures in the ground. Look at this thing. Pretty cool, huh? As you might have guessed, these little alien things, these are actually potatoes. So I bought potatoes the first year. The second year, I saved a whole bunch because I had extras, and I wrapped them in newspaper. And then I put them in a cool, dry place, as they say. And that worked really well. They still looked like potatoes when I opened them up. But last year I was way too lazy, and I tossed a bunch of potatoes like this as if I was gonna eat them. Long story short is we now have these potatoes that they didn't really rot. You can see on the bottom here, it just mostly dried in place. And as the weather has warmed up, these have just started to grow. I have a purple variety, noted by the very purple shoots coming out. And I have I think this is a red Kennebec. And then I had Yukon Golds that I started the first year. They did not grow as well as the purples or the red Kennebec. There's also a chance that I ate all the Yukon Golds first, and that's why I never had any seed potatoes. I'll let you decide. Anyways, this is what we got. This is what we're planting. All right, so I forgot to mention that one of my favorite garden tools is actually my drill with an auger attachment. This is actually pretty cheap. The attachment, it's probably $20 to $30 on Amazon. I don't think this is cheating in the garden, but if you think it is, tell me in the comments. If you're wondering what that sound is, it's all of the frogs floating around in my water feature here. So they have that high-pitched noise that attracts frogs from the local area, and they all show up. We'll be able to plant potatoes on both sides here because this is, I don't know, this is like 3 feet. A couple ways to do this. One, you can lay out all your potatoes and then go down and plant them, but they are camouflaged with the ground. For me, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and drill a bunch of holes, and I'm gonna run and put the potatoes in. So I'm just drilling down to whatever feels right. That's a nice carrot. Smells good. Eat those, but I'm not gonna. Got like a gourd growing up here. I'm not sure if I want any unplanned gourds in my garden. That only took like 10 minutes, I don't know, 5 minutes. I think I'm gonna stagger the potatoes also. So I'm gonna try to go in the middle of where they are on that side for full effect. I guess, if that's a thing, I don't know. think I'm gonna give my sage a little bit of rum. I don't want to damage the roots, so just go on both sides. Cilantro or potato? Yes, potato. Potato, 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 cilantro. Nothing like a golden sunset reflecting off your kale. With the drill, you do have to be careful about too much torque in it. Having too much power, it can kind of hurt your wrist. So, be careful. It's definitely not needed, it just makes the job quicker and easier. Now that we have all of our holes dug out and it looks super awesome, I think I'm going to go ahead and just start placing potatoes in holes. What I'm going to try to do is keep all of my red Kennebecs on this side and my purples on that side. The purples just look a bit smaller than this basket, so what I'm going to try to do is, like, this potato is a lot bigger than the others. This will probably go in the one that has the deepest hole, the one that I think has the most space. Outside of that, I'm not going to worry too much about what's what. So take this one for example, it's just going to go there. And like, this is a purple, so I should probably sort out some of those purples first, but not purple, not purple. This is a big one. Not purple. It's a big one. Thing is, when you have so many seed potatoes like this, you do really want to get them in the ground, because it feels like a waste if you don't. But you also don't really want to overcrowd your potatoes. I'm gonna just take some of the nicer looking ones out of here. Doink. And I don't care too much about how they are positioned in there, because I think they're all just gonna grow. What happens? Plants grow. Purple. Another nice one. And we skipped all this space. So we got some purples that have some pretty long root systems. And I don't actually know if that, I just killed it. We're just gonna go ahead and try a few of those. Because even though this isn't really huge, gonna say it, it's got promise. It's gonna go back in the tray for next year. We did it again. Try not to break too many of these long roots. I think I'm gonna remove the brittle ones here. Just keep these ones that look a little better. Go with the good ones like this. Then again, I'm not an expert, so. Oh, point proven. Okay, big potato, going at the end. So if you're wondering what they look like, I'm gonna walk through and show you. I want you guys to miss out on this. I am going to kind of dig up a couple inches of soil and then try to get them a little bit deeper than they are, because the auger can only kind of pull up so much before some of it starts to fall into the hole. So it's actually not too hard to just scoop out another 2 to 3 inches. I'm gonna go and do that on every one of these. And then I'm just gonna push the top of the soil back in. The tap is for good luck. Good luck. Potato. I haven't really been watering in any of my plants just because we've gotten so much rain lately. It seems to rain like pretty much every 2 days here. So I'm not gonna bother. it's just gonna happen. I think generally they should be down half a foot. I don't know exactly. So many rocks. So many bugs. Come on. I think I just ruined my hat. It's got it dirty. In a few months, this is going to go from a no-dig section to a must-dig potatoes out. This might seem like a lot of work, and it is a good amount, but keep in mind you only have to do this once, and then it's a lot more work to dig them out. But they look nice. They will look nice all summer long, and if you have drip irrigation, like I do here, you don't really have to do much of anything. I'm actually a big fan of root vegetables. Potatoes, carrots, onions. Oh, there's a bug on my neck, I think. Oh, I'm getting stabbed in the back by my kale. Oh, come on. That side's done. So it is June 3rd, and this is the potato update. So just a second ago, you saw me planting all of these potatoes about 6 weeks ago, and now I'm showing you how they've done. So you can take a look here and see that for the most part, they've done pretty well. They're maybe a little over a foot tall. So since planting these potatoes, I can say that I've done absolutely zero maintenance to the potatoes. I have weeded out a few weeds in here, like a few things that are just popping up. But with this being on drip irrigation, I don't have to do anything. You can see that some of these potatoes are actually starting to flower. These flowers right here will form fruits, and those fruits are gonna look a lot like tomatoes. And that's because tomatoes are in the same family as potatoes. Or should I say, potatoes are in the same family as tomatoes. Potato, tomato, you know how it goes. And one thing that I'm hoping to do this year is actually collect those fruits, see if I can get some viable seeds out of them, and then start potatoes from seed. Not from seed potatoes, but from actual little seeds. So as far as pests go, I am dealing with some potato bugs. The potato beetle, there's actually 2 of them right there, trying to make more potato beetles, and I am not a huge fan of that, so goodbye. I think I'm also dealing with flea beetles. Some of these leaves have really gotten tattered due to the flea beetle. Oh, and one just jumped right there. So they are flea beetles because they do jump like little fleas, and they look like tiny little beetles. This one right here. I don't know if you can see that guy. Yep, and he flew away. So I'm not gonna be able to control for all of these insects. In fact, that's why I have birds here, because they come around and they snack on all of them. But despite the flea beetles and the potato beetles, it does seem like the potatoes are doing pretty well. And I'm gonna keep an eye on these over the next couple of months. They're just gonna get watered from the drip irrigation. They're gonna continue to grow. And then we're gonna start harvesting some potatoes. So guys, thanks for watching the video. If you watched until this point, I hope you liked the video. And if you did like the video, please tap that like button. If you do wanna see me harvest the potatoes, if you wanna see what that is like, please subscribe to the channel. Because if you do not subscribe to the channel, I'm gonna open up the gates back there. I'm gonna let some deer in, and they're just gonna eat everything. And yeah, it's gonna be sad, but that'd be the end of the channel. So subscribe, goodbye.